we're going to be starting here on the side. This card number 1 is going to represent the overall energy for the reading, and then we're going to work from the left across to the right. And so it's going to be card number 1, and then card number 2 will actually be the card on top. These cards here on the top, so these 4 cards here, these cards are specific to the sign. So whichever sign I'm doing in the video, the top 4 cards, so these cards here, those are going to represent the sign itself. So these 4 here on the bottom are going to represent the other person. So for example, if you are watching your own sun, moon, Venus, or rising sign video, then these top 4 cards are going to be the cards that relate to you. The bottom 4 cards would be the card related to the other person that you're thinking about, or that you maybe are involved with, or want to be involved with, or were involved with. Hopefully that makes sense. For the cross watchers who are watching, it's going to be the same thing. These top 4 cards are going to be specific to the actual person whose sign you're watching. And the bottom 4 cards are going to be related to you. You would be the other in the situation, the cross watcher. So let me explain what these cards represent. So this row here, this is going to be the sign's current energy, the other person's current energy. This is going to be the sign's underlying issue or fear, the other person's underlying issue or fear. This is going to represent the sign's obstacle, the other person's obstacle. This is going to be the sign's desired outcome, the other's desired outcome. And this card here on the end is the advice or guidance card. So that's going to be how the spread itself works for this month. I am only doing 1 reading per sign for the entire month of June. And then during the month, I'm going to do some other readings as well, some like pick a card readings, some spreads that are specific to, should I reach out? Are they going to come back? Is this person the one? I just want to do more of those readings. So I'm just going to do 1 monthly love reading for each sign for June. And that is how that's going to work. So with that explained, now I'm going to clear these cards away. And we will actually move right into the pre-shuffle. Hey Aries, I'm going to move pretty quickly through this because this pre-shuffle was quick and to the point, which is the exact energy I was feeling throughout this pre-shuffle. I'll talk about the energy a bit more during your general reading, but I want to talk about the 2 cards that came out during the pre-shuffle, the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords. This was very interesting because it actually does set the tone for the entire general reading. Right now you're seeking the truth and you have no patience for drama. You're going to tell it like it is, unapologetically. You've been setting boundaries and making it clear that you are not open to any sort of drama or emotional manipulation. Also, you're working to clear a lot of negative energy out of your life and heal a lot of past trauma, and you're doing it without really talking about it. You're staying in your lane, working on you, and you are just focused on what it is that you want to manifest into your life. Just be mindful that you aren't so focused on this one main issue and goal that you totally withdraw from all of the people and other commitments in your life. That's really the only thing that I think could potentially be harmful for you, but really, this was pretty good. Okay, Aries, I was going to take a break and I just wrapped up Capricorn's reading, and then I very much felt compelled to do your reading now. The pre-shuffle was hilarious for me because I just kept hearing okay, speed it up, that's enough, stop with the shuffling, just get to the point, get to it already, make it quick, make it quick. I just kept hearing make it quick. So I feel like you guys have a vibe right now. I'm just going to go ahead and put the cards down while I'm talking. It's just you have things to do, places to be. You are just you know what, my time is precious. I don't want to have to spend too much time on this. I'm going to give you as much time as I can possibly give, and then I'm going to move on to something else because I have a lot of stuff I need to take care of. It's interesting. It doesn't feel necessarily frantic, and it doesn't even seem like it's bothering you, but it is very matter of fact, extremely matter of fact. Okay. I am filming from a different angle right now, and it's messing with my head trying to get these cards to be even for you guys, so I'm sorry about that. All right. I'm just going to dive into this, Aries, and I'm really going to try to make this a quick read for you guys because I really do feel like it's just like get to the point. So I'm going to try to do that. So overall energy coming out for you, you do have the 10 of Wands coming out upright. I feel like you do feel like there is something that you are wrapping up. You are ready for it to be done. You are pushing through. You are doing everything that you can to make progress on this. You are like bound and determined to see this through to the end, because you know that what will happen is you will feel like all of the hard work and all the extra effort that you put into this is just going to be so worth it, because you will get to release so much crap, so much stuff that's just felt like heavy and weighing on you that you do no longer want to even have like be a part of your daily existence. You are done with it. You want this wrapped up. And that is what's going on. Like I said, that energy was intense and it was strong even before I started the reading, just with the like insistency that, don't even take a break, just get to it, get to the reading. So, Aries, let's take a look at your current energy. Very interesting. You have the Hermit coming out reversed. This makes sense, I think. I feel like right now you are just so busy and there's so much that you're trying to do and so much that you're trying to like take care of, that it's like if you aren't someone that is important in terms of like wrapping this up, getting this taken care of, taking something off the list, if you're not one of those people, I don't have time for you. You're not going to see me. We're not going to talk. I'm focusing on this stuff. If that bothers you, too bad. I'm doing what I need to do in order to like get this done. Now, I feel like if you didn't have all of this like momentum and energy behind you, Aries, I would just say like this level of isolation from people is normally not a good thing. It's, that's where we really, would start to worry about a friend when we hadn't heard from them in weeks, and when we reached out, they didn't respond, right? Like typically that's not a good place for someone to be in. But I feel like, honestly, oddly enough for you right now, this is fine with you because you are so focused on just this, get it done. I need to get this taken care of. I want this to close. I want to be done with this. I don't know who this other person could even possibly be. Coming out for them, their current energy, you have the Princess of Cups, which is equal to the Page of Cups. And this card did come out upright. So, I feel like, someone is going to approach you. I mean, I just have to say like what the cards actually are giving off energetically. Even though you are putting off this vibe, this sort of like gruff, I don't have time for you. I don't have time for anyone that's like not a part of this process. Like if you're not a cog in the wheel, I'm not even going to see you. But someone is going to come at you, and it's going to be a very heartfelt, romantic sort of message that they're going to come at you with. And it's going to be something that it will actually sort of halt you. And I feel like the reason for that is that I don't think that this person, I feel like when I call this like current energy, but I feel like this energy for this person is very current. Like, I don't think your past interaction with this person has been romantic. It could be that this is a friend that, for some of you, this could be a friend that has developed feelings for you and is going to express that. But I feel like for most of you, this is someone that you never thought this person would look at you in that way. Like it was something you never even imagined that this person would have those sorts of feelings for you, that they would see you in that manner. And so this is why them coming at you with this sort of like flirty, romantic, lovey-dovey sort of approach, it really does jar you, and it does sort of shake you out of this intense focus. Okay, I'm going to move on because I'm still feeling the pressure for you guys to be fast here. Underlying fear or issue for you, the Sun card, I mean, this is the most positive card in the entire world. It's blessings upon blessings upon blessings, and it's success and celebration and positivity. And so if you have a fear of that, I think, maybe Aries, what this is I think that you do know you are getting really close to wrapping some really major stuff up. And I think that you're just sort of like, you're not sure what life is going to be like when you don't have all this pressure and negativity and anxiety, and you just get to sort of like just have fun and kick back and relax a little bit. I feel like you haven't really felt like you've been able to relax in ages. And you're just realizing that like you're really getting close to your life really looking and feeling radically different than it has been. And it's a little bit scary to you because it's not something that you're used to. And I think that there's also an energy underneath this in terms of a fear of like, but is it going to last? Am I going to be able to keep things as calm, or is it just going to like, is it going to be a situation where like as soon as this thing is done, then like something else flares up, and I'm like, I'm like trapped with, like a bigger fire, a bigger mess than I had to begin with. Like, that's sort of the fear. It's not a fear of success, but it's a fear of like, after I succeed at this and I'm in this new thing, like, what is that going to look and feel like, and how do I keep it? How do I keep it that way? That's sort of like where this fear issue is stemming from. For the other person coming out, their fear issue, we have the Four of Wands upright. Very interesting, because you guys fear the same thing, basically. The Four of Wands is another really awesome card, and it's just, it's about celebration and joy and harmony, and, it can represent, gatherings and parties and events. For a lot of readers, this could, represent like a wedding. But this person, this is a fear for them. And this really is sort of like for them, where it's like you don't necessarily have a fear of success. You have a fear of sort of like being successful and living that and keeping it and not knowing what it's going to look like. This person actually does have a fear of I think, of happiness. This person feels like they have a lot of past pain. They have a lot of past disappointment. I think this person has a lot of rejection in their life. And it's interesting because I feel like, because of this Princess of Cups being sort of like their current vibe, their current energy, I feel like for you, you would never think this person has a ton of rejection in their past experience. I think to you, this person you would think this person was the one doing the rejecting and just turning people down, because you would think everyone would be like clamoring to like get with them. And I'm saying them because like it doesn't have to be a female. This could be a male. There's no gender to the cards. There's just, names that have genders to them. So, but this person, for you, looking at them, you would think like, oh my gosh, they could have their pick of anyone. And they're probably just, they're a heartbreaker. They've just, probably have like a string of broken hearts behind them. But the truth is their heart's the one that's been broken, and it's been consistent, and they have a lot of rejection, and it's just led to a lot of fears within them about really trying to like engage in a relationship. But what's interesting is that they do have this fear, but they're still going to be willing to sort of approach you when you're in this very sort of like cut off, don't approach me energy, and be really sweet and romantic. So it's an interesting thing. Like, they clearly have an interest in you if they're willing to not only deal with this fear that they have and approach you, but you're also, it's not like you're being warm and receptive to this. You're very much putting off a like stay back vibe. So they must really have a strong attraction or interest to you in order to be willing to do that. Okay, now let's take a look at obstacles. Aries, for you in the obstacles position, we have the Five of Swords upright. I just feel like this, it's a continuation of more of the same. It's not necessarily there's a real obstacle that's in your path, Aries. I don't see anything that's going to derail this that you're working on, because you have been so detailed about it and you have been so on top of it, and you see the whole picture, and you're managing the crap out of it. You're just like, you're triple checking deadlines, and you're like, calling people to make sure that they're going to do their part because the other person needs it. And it's, you're on top of this, and I don't see anything interrupting that. I do think you're going to have the success and close this out. The reason this is an obstacle is because that's what you are focused on right now. And you have just sort of been like, everything else goes away. Everything else is out of my focus and doesn't get any of my attention until this other stuff is done. And so this is just repeating that it's sort of like, right now you are just wanting to get this done. You want to like clear your life of all the conflict and places where things aren't working and where there's strife and tension, and that's it. That's it. For the other person's obstacle, we have death reversed. I do just want to mention here, because I think this might be important to some of you. The death card does represent Scorpio. So for some of you, you might be dealing with a Scorpio, or this person might just have Scorpio energy, even if they don't have like strong placement of Scorpio in their chart. I do feel like that's important for some of you, so I wanted to mention that. The obstacle for this person, it's interesting because this person wants to really have their life look very different. And they want to, this is actually making a lot of sense. This person wants to do what you're doing right now, Aries. And they've seen what you're doing, and they're aware of like what you're doing and what you're dealing with. And they really are like intrigued and drawn to like how you're approaching this and how you're just like, you're getting it done, and it's like you're dealing with really intense emotional and like spiritual things, but you're doing it from such a place where you're just like, I don't have time to be attached to this. I don't have time to feel this. This just needs to get done. And you're very sort of cut off from like the emotions that would hold this person back. And so they're really intrigued about this, and they want to do the same thing, but at the same time, right now where they're at, this sort of like obstacle that's in their way is that they really have issues around change. They don't like change, and they hold on to stuff. They don't like to, they don't like for relationships or friendships to end, even when they're toxic, even when it's painful. They would rather just stay in it and not have to deal with the loss of it, because that loss triggers so much like fear and anxiety and brings up so many issues for this person. So they fight change like crazy, but they're actually seeing what you're doing, and it's sort of making them want to come in at you and say, hey, you're kind of incredible. Like, you're kind of interesting, because how are you doing this? How are you processing this stuff so easily and so quickly, and not sort of being like brought to your knees by it? Because when I try to deal with this stuff, like as soon as I start thinking about it, I fall apart and I can't do anything. And you're just this badass who's, healing all of your wounds and becoming this like, evolved, really stable, secure version of yourself. Like, I want some of that. I want to be around you. I want to be in your energy. It's actually really sweet, they really do have a lot of respect for you, and they're paying attention. Like, I don't think that you are aware of this either. I think that you are, you're probably, if you're watching the video, you're sitting there and you're like, I have no idea who this person could be, because I feel like this is going to be, for some of you it might be this might have already happened, but I feel for most of you, this is coming in soon. When this person comes to you and says what they say, you will be flabbergasted. You won't believe that it was this person. So it's like, if you want to imagine who it is, like imagine the most far-fetched person. It's this person that you perceive as being this very desirable, very sought after person, that for you, it's not necessarily that you're like, oh, they're out of my league, because you have a lot of confidence in yourself, and you feel like you're a good catch. But it's just like, to you, this person seems like they are just like, they're, they have their pick of the litter. And so for them to come to you, you're sort of like blindsided by it, but in a pleasant way. Okay? Desired outcomes for you guys. For you, Aries, you have the 9 of Wands reversed, and I'm really not going to talk too much about this, because your desired outcome here is just to get rid of like the worry and the turmoil and the anxiety and all the fears and insecurities that all of this stuff has brought with it, and that you've been dealing with. And you just want to get rid of it. You just want to get rid of this 9 of Wands reversed energy. That's all, again, like it's all you're focused on. That's it. Like, you are just like, that's what I want. I just want that. And keep in mind, overall energy is the 10 of Wands upright. So you're going to get it. Like, this is absolutely 100% just confirmation that what you want, you're going to get. Okay, that's awesome. For the other person, their desired outcome, they have another princess coming out, this time the Princess of Swords, which this is what I based a lot of the stuff that I said about this person on this card, because for the Princess or the Page of Swords, this is they are in a space where they just want to really take a look at everything and just strip away any preconceptions or any beliefs that they have about everything and let it all go, and then just look at things in a new way and be open to, like, you know, in the past, if they felt like, you know, I'm not motivated enough to do XYZ, they'll just, they want to just let that go and be like, you know what, I'm going to let that go, and I'm going to be open to a new truth. I'm going to see if maybe I can motivate myself to do something. Maybe it's not that I'm not a motivated person. Maybe I've just been trying to motivate myself to do things that I'm not passionate about, that I don't care about. It's you know, it's this very deliberate energy of just, there's a curiosity about letting everything be questioned and letting everything potentially be something that's new. Okay, wrapping this up for you guys. I hope that was fast enough for you, because whew, I actually don't enjoy doing readings this quickly. But advice, guidance for Aries, June 2019, we have the World upright. So this is awesome, okay? This, again, is just another confirmation for you, Aries. Okay? The World card, this is all about completion and accomplishment. This means that, you know, the things that you want to have wrap up, you're going to have success there. And the lessons that you want to learn, they will become something that, you know, actually does allow you to heal, and you're going to feel, look, and act like a completely new person when this is done. You're just going to feel so much lighter. And it's interesting because I think when this does happen, right, I feel like this advice guidance is really sort of for both people. So for cross watchers who identified with this person, and you're looking at an Aries who is, you know, caught your eye because of how they are, and you're really wanting to approach them, I would say go ahead and approach them and say to them, look, I know you have a lot going on. Like, I'm aware of this. I just want to let you know that when you're done with this, when you're done, I'd really like to hang out. I'd like to get to know you. And, you know, I'm willing to wait around. I don't think it's going to take you very long to finish this up because you're killing it. So I just wanted to be the first in line when you're done because, you know, I'm interested. For the cross watchers, that's the best approach here. I do think if you can just be patient and let this World card energy catch up, let the Aries finish things up. Aries, finish up the stuff that you're working on. I would say explore this, because this is an interesting energy, and there's a sweetness to this, in that you really do feel like this person is like so special and so amazing. And you're like, in a way, it's like, Aries, I feel like you're honored that they're interested in you. And that's awesome. And this person also, like, they really respect you and they admire what you're doing. And they're someone who, you know, they not only noticed that you were going through things, but they also realized how, you know, hard you were working at it and how much success you were having. And again, I don't feel like you're even aware that they know that they've noticed this. Okay, Aries, I hear you. I'm going to stop talking. I hope you enjoyed that reading. If anything resonated with you, please leave me comments. I do love reading the comments from you guys. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please take a minute, please, just to click that button. And also, if you don't mind just giving the video a thumbs up. All of those things help the video to reach other people who need to hear this message. So it helps, you know, other people. You're sort of paying it forward when you give a little bit of interaction with the video. I will see you guys for the next round of videos. Aries, you've got this. I'm rooting for you, and you're so close to having this wrapped up, and you have someone that's just like right there waiting. This is an awesome reading. I'm so happy for you guys, and I will see you guys back for the next readings in July.